Hey y'all, what's up? Big Willie here, and welcome back to another episode of our All the Mods Tend to the Sky Let's Play. In today's episode, we're going to continue on. We're going to set up the cobblestone generator we crafted at the end of the last episode. We are going to get into upgrading some meshes, multiplying ores, and who knows what else. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're just going to start right in on it. So squeezer is where we start for multiplying our ores. I was very careful to not go too far on all my sifting because I wanted to be able to make the squeezer and maximize the ores that we're getting out of it as soon as possible. On top of that, we have just enough copper so far as well to craft up the hammer that allows us to dupe ores. There we go, copper ore hammer. So now, just as an example, we're going to make ourselves a pressure plate. We are going to put the squeezer down. Let's go ahead and compress this one iron ore, and let's watch how much it turns into. So, squeezer, pressure plate, iron ore. Now, we're going to be able to automate this real soon. I put that under the house. Okay. Let's put it somewhere not under the house. How about over here where I can jump on it? I will say this island's kind of cramped. So now, if we jump up and down on the squeezer, it gave us 3 iron ore. We have a chance to get more out of each one. But now if we take this 3, we take our copper ore hammer, 1 ore just turned into 6 iron for us. So that's huge because 6 iron off of that 1 ore is going to be enough to upgrade our first mesh to the iron tier. While this is smelting up, let's get our cobble gen going that we got at the end of the last episode. Where did I put it? I think I put it in here. Here we go. So, to set up this cobble gen, we probably want to go ahead and get one more thing. I think we have functional storage in the pack. Looks like we do. Compacting drawers take iron, which we have some coming in, but they also take pistons, right? And each piston is another iron, so we need 3 iron for that. And redstone, which we have. And planks, which we should, in theory, have. I don't know if we'll have enough. We might have to go cut some trees, but let's try it. So we're going to make a compacting drawer, hopefully. The compacting drawer is just one compacting drawer in the middle, some pistons, and all of that. So a compacting drawer is planks around a chest, or a drawer is planks around chests. There we go. And then, yeah, we're going to have to go cut a tree. So let's get the cobble gen going so that it can start producing, and then we will get everything else set up for it. We need somewhere that's not going to catch something on fire, although I did turn fire tick off. So let's set our cobble gen up right up here. Looks good to me. All right, so all I have is a hammer to make us a hole, but that's fine. All right, we put our stone block generator in the middle, water on one side, lava on the other. Well, what happened to our water? Okay, well, apparently I don't know how to use this thing. All right, let's figure out how to use our cobblestone gen. Let's see. These work a bit differently. You'll still need inventory above the generator to collect the blocks, but the way it works is different. In order to work, we'll need a lava source and a water source. Of the two, on the 2 sides, then it will start making cobble. If we want to make other blocks, CJEI, you will need to place those blocks under the generator. Oh, well, it's probably not making it because there's stone, and stone consumes it. So if we put cobble under it, here we go. There we go. All right, so for right now, we're going to hold off on the compacting drawer, but we got 5 more iron ore, 5 more copper ore. We can smash those up, multiply them. The copper multiplies crazy fast, but we should have enough iron in here now to start upgrading our meshes. So what I want to do is, while we're upgrading meshes, I want to pull one of these off to the side, and then once you get an upgraded mesh, you use the better one on its own until we get enough to upgrade the entire setup. So uses on the flint mesh, there's our iron mesh. That's going to get us even better drops out of our gravel. If we go look at uses, so string mesh, flint mesh, iron mesh. Look, we can get diamonds, which we couldn't get before, emeralds, some create blocks, kiwi for Zycraft. We're going to be able to get all kinds of stuff. So let me smash through some gravel here on this iron sieve, and we'll continue on. All right, did some grinding, got us some resources together. Let's go ahead and make that compacting drawer to make our lives a little easier going forward with managing, getting our cobble hammered down and stuff. So we need any kind of stone, so we can use like andesite or whatever for that. We need a couple of pistons. Let's grab out some andesite, and then we're just missing the drawer. So we need a drawer again, another one. Take that. We're gonna need 8 more total, so we ring around the rosy and then stick the chests in the middle. And now we should be able to craft up a compacting drawer. So we've already got a full drawer over here of cobble. Ignore my little bridge there, just a temporary fix. So now if we carefully get this one without dropping it in the lava, we should be able to put a compacting drawer on here. And then once we set it, there we go. So now the other drawer that we have that is full of cobble, if we just empty it, even with it all over the ground, we can slap it all into this one. And now we can pull out compacted, ready to hammer gravel right out of this drawer, stack at a time. So now there's 3 stacks of cobble ready to be hammered down. Let's look at this other thing in the quest line here. One of the other ones we need to get done is, where was it? Oh yes, the free mobs. We want to do a gateway pearl. It's not free. These guys will like whoop you. So you got to beat some zombies and spiders and zombies and the farmer guy. And then at the end, you get a bunch of animals and everything else. But we do have to beat the pearl. But we need flowers. And then we do have our 1 ender pearl we got already. So let's just break everything and bone meal and break everything and bone meal, break it all again, bone meal. And we should get enough flowers to make up our pearl thing, our gateway pearl. All right, and then we'll just bone meal that, kill the tall grass, and let it ride. There we go. Got 9 dandelions. Should be more than enough for us to craft up our pearl. Now we're gonna need a space to fight them because this island is smaller than I thought it was, but that's okay. And also claim your chunks, because I had a creeper blow up all of this and I had to reset everything. It was a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun. There is the rest of our iron that we got ready in between clips. All right, so give me a minute to get things together. It looks like we're gonna need this blaze powder, and we need our 1 ender pearl. We're gonna go ahead and craft that into an eye of ender. Got blaze powder from sieving dust. And then if we take our Eye of Ender and put it in the middle and ring the dandelions around the outside, there we get it. Gateway of the Emerald Grove. This is going to summon a battle for us. I'd kind of like to at least get a little bit of armor and maybe an iron sword before we take it on. So let's see how close we are to all that. We do need more diamonds. I think I'm going to hammer down and do some more sieving here. And then I'll be right back with you when we're ready to take on the Pearl. All right, y'all. So I know I said I'd come back when I was ready for the battle, but we need to make a space for that. We need to at least early game automate the duplication of these ores. So rather than doing a bunch of stuff off camera and you guys wondering what happened, I upgraded our furnace to an iron furnace. It's super simple. Sorry I did it off camera. I didn't really think, but it is just your furnace and you wrap it in iron in the crafting table. You can get there 2 iron cheaper if you make it a copper furnace first. So if you think that 2 iron is worth 8 copper, go for it. I just went straight to iron. When you do that, though, your quest gives you a second one for free. So now we can smelt 2 things at once through our iron furnaces. They're slightly faster than your base ones. And, you know, they're automatable. You can, like, input, output, all that stuff. Right now, I'm just using them as is. But I got some materials together. So to automate this in the base, like in the basic form, we're going to need some armor stands, a couple of them. So we needed to make smooth stone, which I've done, and then we just need some sticks. So smooth stone is there. Wood has actually been moved out here. We got to do something about storage real soon. It's probably going to be next episode at this point. I'm looking at starting with a storage lectern from Ars Nouveau. Just because I've used integrated dynamics in a few series, and the storage lectern, you know, is kind of the early game alternative, so if you will. And here we go. Armor stand. We need some smooth stone slabs. Your smooth stone, smelt your cobble, smelt your stone, smooth stone. Done. Now, armor stands, we want a couple, and then we need a redstone clicker. Or a redstone something. Clicker, I think is what it's called. Yeah, there we go. Redstone clock. So we just need 4 redstone and some chiseled stuff. So I made our stone bricks. We're going to grab out our redstone. And then, so stone bricks, we need to turn into stone brick slabs. Words will use them. And then, chiseled stone bricks and a redstone clock. So with these things, what we shall be able to do is this. Take away that pressure plate. I can put the redstone clock back here. We can... Oh, yeah, no, we don't want it back here. Let's put it here. There we go. So you can increase the frequency or decrease it by right-clicking. And then what we need to do is we need to drop our armor stands onto here with some momentum so that the redstone clock triggers the cycle and we get them bouncing. So we're going to drop both of these from up here and see how it goes. I thought that's how it worked. Maybe it's not. Let's see. Can I jump up and down with this on here? There we go. There we go. Presto. All right. So now it's slinging everything everywhere. We can fix this with an inventory of some kind. So let me go get a couple of things here. We're going to pipe in, pipe out. I made some fluid pipes. Spoiler alert, automated lava. Put a bunch of cobble in there with a pusher upgrade. We did that in the last series. And then a fluid pipe out and down to extract into a fluid drawer. All this is basics, which we've done before. If I remember, I will link it. If not, I'm sorry. Fluid drawer. There it is. Look it up. And a storage drawer. And then pusher upgrade. These you just right click in the GUI. And we want it to push cobble to the down into the porcelain crucible. We could have probably pulled the lava with a puller upgrade without a pipe, but pipes were comfortable, so that's what I went for. And then now we need some storage for out there. So if we go here and make a chest with a redstone torch in the middle, we can make a sophisticated chest. And the thing about a sophisticated chest is we can add upgrades to it to make it hold more items. So we're going to go ahead and make a sophisticated chest, and then if I go to uses on it, I can upgrade that to an iron chest. And then I could do one more. Do we have... Oh, we don't have enough logs. All right. And then if I do another one, we're going to need an input and an output. So we'll make one more. Helps if you can draw out the thing correctly. We'll go to uses again. We will make another iron chest. Used all of our iron, but it's okay. We need armor for the fight. We are about to get iron in a super fast fashion. Now, let's go take a look at item pipes and see what they take. I think they take iron. We're going to need 6 more iron and a couple of droppers. So we can get the droppers super simple. I'm going to steal some cobble from here so I don't have to go back outside. And then we can just go for item pipes again. And if we shift click in our droppers, there we go. We've got our 2 droppers. Now all that we have left is needing some iron, which we have a little from squishing that first batch. We can smelt it up right here. I set this one up to push the output into this barrel, just to get it so I can smelt more. I will work on getting this barrel upgraded. But right now we need 6 iron to make our item pipes. Alrighty, there's our 6 iron. I really, like I said, I wanted to go over this little bit with you guys because I didn't want to automate it and then have people be like, well, what did you do, Wooly? How did you get there, right? Like, it's, you know, it's a let's play so that I can show you what I'm doing. So I'm going to put a couple chests down. We're going to put one there. We're going to put one here. And we are going to use these item pipes, which we have not made yet. There we go. Oh, and I made the wrench too, which I put in storage. It's just sticks and flint, super cheap. Let me go get it out of whatever barrel I put it in. There we go. And this is how we tell it to import or, you know, output or whatever. So on this side here, we are going to just feed in with a wrench. And then on this side here, we are going to extract out and tell it that it can pull from that side. And so now, if I stick my raw ore in here, in theory, see, it's pulling the ore out ahead of time. So we need a filter, which is no biggie, but it is something we're going to have to craft. So let's go look at pipes filters. So these right here. I think in order to filter items, we need at least a gold tier. So we're going to need iron nuggets, and redstone, and then we're going to need some gold. So I think we've got some gold somewhere. We don't, but we can smush some if we just tell this to quit extracting. So if we break this connection, for now, we can take our iron, put it back, and now it's going to send the things flying, which I don't know where those went, but if we stand right here, we'll get some of them. All right, let's take the rest of these out before we lose a bunch of iron, because it's sending iron ore somewhere, and I don't know where. There we go. Like, into the sky. To the moon! All right, so we've got enough iron. Dude, it's still picking up random iron. All right, and then we're going to need to grab out some gold ore, but we need to make these filters. So the filter is going to be here, and then we need iron nuggets. Do we have any? We do. Cool. So there is the basic, and the basic does not allow us to add a filter, I don't think. We can go put it in just to find out. Oh, and by the way, we have not been accepting quest rewards. We probably ought to check them. There's probably useful stuff in there. All the mods tends to give you a lot of free stuff. We're going to put this upgrade in here and just see what options it gives us. Ooh, it does give us a filter. So that'll work. We can take this basic out on this side, And we can use our wrench twice to tell it it can extract. And then if we put this in, we should be able to add, and then we can tell it regular NBT, item, tags with prefixes. So it is, what is it? C: ors? Is that? I think is the right one. Let me double check that. Wow, feel like a total noob. As soon as I Googled it, I remembered. But yeah, F3H should give us advanced tooltips, and then we can hold shift, and you'll see right there, C: ors. So if we were to set this filter to a blacklist and add the tag C: ors, tags prefixed with a hashtag. So I wonder if it would have like auto-completed. Nope, it doesn't. All right, so C: ors, there we go. So now it's not going to be able to pull the ors out. It's going to pull anything but ors. And if we put in our raw, it's still spitting them out, which I don't understand. All right, y'all. So hanging out in the Discord with Squirrel after the fact. Tito was in here. We got Tito up and running. Tito's finally got a spot to set her computer up again. So she's going to be on the server. You'll see her around. But you got to pipe out of the bottom for items. Fluids can come out of the side, but items have to come out of the bottom. And now this will work just fine. And I can actually come over here and I can take all of the ores that we've made up from smashing some sieves, and I can add these in here to this, and it will just process through all of these, and I will come back to a chest full of raw, ready for me to smelt or hammer down, then smelt up different ores. So in your worlds, just pipe out of the bottom for the items, and it'll be good to go. And I just want to share that with you. That's post-production Wooly. This will definitely still make it into episode 2. Let's make a little bit more iron, but as you saw right there, well worth like automating it and even standing by if you have to. I mean, we took like 20 ores and we have like a stack and a half of iron from that. I mean, come on. So next things next was the builder. So RF Tools Builder, we need an ender pearl. We used our only ender pearl. We got to do the battle first. Shoot, I didn't think about that. What about stick? Do we have construction sticks or wands? We got construction sticks. Cool. So let's make, can we make a diamond stick? We probably can. Cool. Do we have one diamond? We do. All right, so the stick is kind of like the construction wands, if you're familiar with those. These are going to allow us to place down the first row and then just like speed copy it along, which is essentially what we want to do for some space. We need more space to fight these mobs, to make sure that the mobs don't fall off into the void and that our animals at the end also don't fall off in the void. So we're going to make it daytime right there. And then let's go over to our cobble gen. And I'm going to grab out, I don't know, a lot. Sure, 626 cobble. And then we just need a space, probably near the animal pens would be a good idea. So why don't we go here, and then we can go like this. And then if I put this in my offhand and I use the stick on these grass blocks, it's going to extend the whole width of our pens here. And then, oh no, it went all the dirt. I didn't want it to go that far. It should have only gone grass blocks. Not real sure why it did that. I'm not that good with all these mods. Oh, I'm sorry if my audio is weird. I was leaning too far to the left. All right, this should, in theory, get us a nice flat cobble-only surface with our wand. So there we go. Maybe it's because I was holding shift when I did it, and that like pastes to anything. I am not super familiar with these particular wands. But we're just going to keep pasting on out. Probably big enough that way. We just want a big enough area for these mobs to spawn, and they do kind of spread out. So let's just keep going basically till we run out of cobble. It's going to be awful looking, but as long as it gives us a big enough area to fight the mobs and not have them fall in the void, then we're winning. So by the time we're done, our iron should be smelted. Oh yeah, we're getting down to the last stack. Go and go. We can make 10 more. Cool. All right, so we got this big old area here for killing up these mobs. Let's hit this one with a hammer. Make it some... Oh, it didn't. That was a compressed hammer. Okay. Is our iron done enough for us to get some armor? We ran out of coal. No biggie. 8 should give us a whole stack. Boop. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because this one's not completely out yet. There we go. What are we up to? 23 plus 34. All right, we've got enough iron. Let's make ourselves a full set of iron armor and maybe an iron axe because it does more damage than the sword at that tier. And this is just enough armor because these mobs are going to be like real mobs. They're going to hurt. So we want to at least make sure that we are good enough to take on some, you know, zombies, spiders, and things of that nature. I don't think there's any skellies. I just made a friggin' sword when I said I was going to make an axe. So we can do the comparison. 9 attack damage, 6 attack damage. Yup, axe wins. So early game, your axe always wins in case you didn't know that. And then we're going to want a pretty clear inventory. I'm actually going to go ahead and just break that barrel. And I'm going to take this iron chest that I made, put it in the same spot, and then I'm going to dump all of this into that iron chest so that we can have inventory space. There we go. We don't even need that. We literally just need some food, our armor, and the pearl. So here we go. We are going to do this, and we probably actually should get a seed. Well, actually, we're going to get the stuff. I think we get those as like bonus drops, but you probably want to have like seeds, some carrots, some wheat and stuff to make sure that you can lure the animals into your pens. But here we go. Let's do it. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself and die. If I do, laugh with me. Oh, dude's got an enchanted something. That thing hurts. All right, wave 1 done. That was painful. Eat. Get our loot. Spiders. Now you say, well, I wanted some space. These things are going to eat me alive. No, eat. Oh, I fell into the void. No, I died. Or not. Did I fall from the sky again? Yes, now I'm going to die. Oh, I didn't die. Oh my God, how did I not die? Oh, I died. Okay. Let's get back over there before it, you know, whatever's. They're really mad at me. They're going to try to eat me. Can I jump this? Oh, boo, the timer expired. That's actually kind of horrible because we lost our pearl. Oh no. All right, well, that did not go as planned, but things don't always go as planned in your Minecraft worlds. Yeah. So we're gonna have to do things differently. And that can happen to you too. I was dumb and backed up off the edge. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay. On that note, can't sleep. How are we looking on time? Oh, look at the time. Would you look at the time? All right, y'all. Well, this is actually 2 days after I recorded the first half. I made myself a clipboard, mob grinding utils, the Gateway Pearl. We tried it early. I wanted to get into the RF Tools builder for island expansion before the Pearl, because I could have made like a bowl where I wouldn't have fallen off the edge. But I went against the plan because we didn't have an Ender Pearl. And now we still don't have an Ender Pearl. And we don't have a Gateway Orb thing anymore. So why don't we end this episode by making the worst decision you can make in modded Minecraft. Let's hit claim all and see if we can get a pearl. Oh my gosh. Yes, we got at least one pearl. But look at the crap on the ground, y'all. Don't ever hit claim all. It is the worst decision you will ever make. You will have regrets about why in the world you hit claim all. But, you know, we did it because we knew what we were getting into. Zombie spawn eggs. Woo! That's fun. We got some chests. We got all kinds of stuff. Another furnace upgrade. Some chest upgrades. Frog lights. Heck yeah. A saw. Let's see. Anything else fun? Well, let's do by count, I guess. Nothing else really fun looking in there, but we got 2 more Ender Pearls, which means that in the next episode, oh, we got even more. In the next episode, we can get another chance at that Gateway Pearl. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry, this was a little bit of a mess here on the tail end, but I wanted to go over the things like iron furnaces. I wanted to go over that automation for your ores. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and we'll see y'all next time.